Well, the Scottish Labour leader Kezia Dugdale joins us now from our Edinburgh studio. Kezia, this third option, why now? We've heard this before. Is this really just about undermining Nicola Sturgeon's calls for another referendum?
Good morning. First and foremost, I need to say to you that Scottish Labour stands firmly against independence and indeed a second independence referendum because of the economic impact that would have. We know that it would mean £15 billion less money to spend on key Scottish public services like our schools and our hospitals. So it's no wonder that Labour figures are looking for alternatives to talk up, and that's why Gordon Brown has made the intervention that he has today, calling for a federal solution which would allow Scotland to remain part of the United Kingdom, but to get those powers that are coming back from Brussels into the Scottish Parliament so we can maintain that close relationship with Europe. I think that's a thoroughly good intervention and one that the vast majority of Scots will very much welcome.
Can you see what this looks like, though, to most people? Gordon Brown's being used almost as a last resort. This happened just before the referendum as well, and now again with Nicola Sturgeon calling for a second referendum.
I've been arguing for federalism here in Scotland for months now. Indeed, just a few weeks ago, I took a proposal to my party conference and it was backed almost unanimously by the party. So this is what we stand for here in Scotland. What we're doing is rejecting nationalism, the nationalism that the SNP advocate because of the impact it would have on public services, but also rejecting the Tories' hard Brexit and the austerity that would bring. I don't think Scots want to be forced between those two negative choices. They want to see the country come back together after years of division. They don't want to be dragged to the arguments of the past. So let's talk about the future. What can we do with those powers that are coming back from Brussels to create the type of Scotland that we want to see? But I should also say to you, this isn't just about Scotland. A federal solution would mean a whole change to the United Kingdom about who has power, how it's exercised and where it sits. And you've got figures like Carwyn Jones in Wales calling for a very similar thing. Sadiq Khan in London also arguing for more powers for London. So I think this is an incredibly exciting time to be talking about the future of the whole of the United Kingdom.
I mean, you keep talking about the future, but this is really focusing on the past. It's history repeating itself because we've heard about these proposals. So what's new this time round? It's the same version of old proposals, isn't it?
Not at all, because when Gordon Brown made his intervention in the 2014 referendum campaign, there was a proposal for new powers to come to the Scottish Parliament, and that's been fulfilled. We've just had a Scotland Act. The reason that we're back here is not because of the Labour Party, it's because of the Tories' reckless gamble on Brexit. We are leaving the European Union. Those powers that sit within the European Union are coming back to Britain. And I think it's right that here in Scotland it's the Labour Party saying that those powers should come to Scotland, not to London for the Tories to use, but to the Scottish Parliament, where the people of Scotland can determine how to use those powers to create the more equal country that we want to see. And as I've said to you already, this means opportunities for the whole of the United Kingdom, for the north of England to have a new devolution settlement too, if that's what it wants. But here in Scotland, it's about finding an answer that respects the result of the referendum in 2014 and also recognises that Scotland wants a different relationship with Europe that the rest of the UK does.
It's just one thing. If Jeremy Corbyn has said in response to when he was questioned about a second referendum, said it was absolutely fine, how can it be taken seriously?
You should know fine well that Jeremy Corbyn was clumsy with his words and he very quickly rectified that, and he has since then said that he's thoroughly opposed to independence and a second independence referendum exactly because of that turbocharged austerity it would bring. £15,000 million less money to spend on our schools and our hospitals. That's what the SNP are arguing for less money for the things that Scots really care about. So I'm going to continue to champion an idea which is about bringing the country back together, remaining part of the United Kingdom and making the best of a very bad situation imposed on us by the Tories' reckless gamble on Brexit.
OK, we have to leave it there. Kezia Dugdale, thank you very much indeed, leader of Scottish Labour.